video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and good morning. Good morning, Mary. How are you doing, Mary?
I am doing good. How about you?
I am doing great. I have not watched anything from the rat, the horned rat this morning. So everybody that's like, Loki, what did you think? I'm not watching it. Philip A. Demick, good morning. Psychodorf 9, good morning, brother. Arwen Avalon, good morning. Mark the Infinitely Tired, good morning. One of the Bash brothers is here. Pat S, good morning, Pat S. Gun Bunny, how are you doing, Gun Bunny? Purple Valkyrie, good morning. Purple Darth Haster, good morning. Mark the Infinitely Tired, yes, I already said that, didn't I? Adega Outlaw, the Doctor of Disaster and Destruction is here. Good morning, Adega Outlaw. Snorta Boopus Cuber, good morning. Good morning, Chris Persia, the other Bash brother is here. Mags, good morning, Mags. How are you doing this morning? It is so good to see you all here. Good morning, Dead Man Walking 55. Good morning. I hope you had a happy birthday yesterday. I hope we started off good for you and just kept getting better all morning. Good morning, sir. How are you all doing this morning? Dee Dee Myers, good morning, Dee Dee. How are you doing, brother? How are you doing, guys? I hope you are having a great Wednesday. It's hump day. Yes, Philip A. Demick, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing great. And of course, it is Wednesday. So, continuing in our tradition of women of the fandom, we have got the one and only Mary's Game Room here with us this morning. Mary, man, you've got to tell us how you got into all of this. How you got? I mean, we've talked about board games before, so we're not going to talk about board games this morning. We're going to talk about how you got into the fandom.
Fandom as in YouTube or just a big nerd?
Just a big nerd. Just
Okay.
a big nerd. Fandom as a whole.
Okay. Let's see. I've always liked the Marvel movies, but I was never like, oh my goodness, I gotta watch every single one and, paid attention to it and kept up with it. We originally went and saw Iron Man in the theater with my grandparents, I think on Mother's Day. Yeah, back in 2000, whatever. And then my friend said, I'm going to Avengers at midnight, Avengers 1 at midnight. Do you want to go? And I was like, what's the Avengers? So, I wasn't a nerd then. So we went, and then I was hooked and then obsessed. And I went to every single movie at midnight or, when they opened on opening night. I'm really into Harry Potter. I read all those books. I read some books, not a lot. But yeah, that's kind of I'm a big Marvel movie. I didn't really read the comics. I wish I had, but I've never been into comics either. So
And good morning, Teresa Pearson and Desukra 91. I hope I said that right. I
yep,
hope I said
that
your
is
name.
my
Desukra.
sister.
Oh, hello, Mary sister. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Hang out. Grab a seat.
She's nervous about tasing Mark Saturday. That was about it.
Ah, heck yeah. Don't be nervous about that. It's easy.
Yeah.
Trust me. You just point and zzz.
The thing is it may not be her. It might be me.
Mark's the one that needs to be nervous. So
For real.
for everybody that doesn't know, if Mary got to a certain point in her fundraiser for kids, then Mark had to get tased. If she got to a certain point before this Saturday, Mark had to get tased. And on what was it, Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday, a week before, Mexican Iron Man capped the end off with a donation and got her there. So Mark's getting tased. Told Mark, bring an extra pair of pants just in case.
Like I'm trying to figure out how to do it where it's, he's not expecting it. That's what I want.
Oh yeah, you just come up
Instead of
behind
just
him.
okay, I'm ready. That to me, I need it. I need this video to be good.
You just scare the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It looked like Uncle Fester with a light ball in his mouth.
Oh, that clip was hilarious. Yeah.
So you went and saw Iron Man, and then you went and saw Avengers.
Well, I saw the other ones prior to that too. I just wasn't, you know, paying attention to the fact that they were all kind of connected in a way until I saw Avengers, and then I was like, "Oh," and it kind of all came together, and I was like, "Really?" And yeah.
So what did you think about Avengers?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was very well put together. I thought they gave each of the heroes, equal footing. I just overall, it just brought the stories together. I loved it.
I remember when I went and saw that, I went and saw that, man. Oh, I think I was in Gainesville, in a little theater. Only had like 4 or 5 screens,
Mhm.
and I was blown away, absolutely blown away. I loved it. But
Mhm.
I'd been waiting. I had been waiting for that. I'd been so psyched up and waiting for that because
Mhm.
I knew, I knew about the Avengers. I knew, I knew all the stuff with Cap. I already knew about the glory of reading Marvel Ultimate series. I knew exactly what was going to happen.
Mhm.
So now some of the Loki stuff I didn't know, but like the Chitauri in the comic books do an invasion like that. So I was all ready for that.
Mhm. Now, had Disney taken over for the first Avengers yet? I feel like they hadn't.
I don't think they had. I'm not
Yeah, and
100%
see,
sure.
I feel like the Avengers one had just enough
No, they
of
hadn't
of
because
the
it was
humor.
Marvels.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't like over. It had just enough of the humor in it, the back and forth. And I feel like when Disney took over, even though I still love them, they gave a lot more of that humor.
Language. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. Um, but yeah. Um, After Ultron,
Mm.
like Ultron, here's the thing. The trailer for Ultron was so awesome. It was so badass. And I was so psyched for it. And then when I saw the movie, it's not a bad movie. It did not live up to the trailer. And from that moment on, I have never watched a trailer for anything that I really, really want to watch. Like you can ask Mark if I go to the theater, I have like my ears plugged and I'll be like humming because I don't want to hear anything. Or if it's so loud, I'll walk out and come back after the trailers. but it just
I was really excited too because James Spader. I'm like
I
a huge
know.
fan of James Spader from back in the day. I
Mhm.
was from Stargate.
Yeah.
I think Stargate was the first movie I ever saw him in. Then I watched Sex Lies and Videotapes, and I was like, wow, what a weirdo. But I loved him as Daniel Jackson. I love the fact that they carried on his character, even like had the guy play it like James Spader played it in the
Mhm.
beginning, and eventually he just made it his own character. But the way he played it was very James Spadery. And we basically want you to be James Spader. Well, I'm not James Spader, but we want you to act like James Spader anyway. So, and thank you, Eris of Chaos, with the $5 super sticker. Unfortunately, I cannot see. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can. I hope this doesn't play. Okay. It is
It's a
Shiba
kitty.
Inu saying hiya. Or is it a kitty? I thought it was
Looks
a
like a
Shiba Inu.
you will probably know that more
Maybe a
than me.
kitty. I don't know.
It looks like a kitty saying hiya.
Well, thank you, Eris of Chaos. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. Thank you. But yeah, I love the fact that James Spader was going to play Ultron. They didn't do it right.
Yeah, it just the trailer was so good. The way they did it, I was so psyched. And then I saw the movie and I was like, I mean, it was good. It just eh. So from then on, I mean, like when I went and saw Civil War, I had no idea that Black Panther was in the movie. When he came out, my sister and I was like, oh, "What?" And she looked at me and she's like, "You didn't know this?" But yeah, it makes movies better. Don't watch the trailers. I'm pro not watching trailers.
The
Um.
You mentioned Civil War.
Mhm.
You know that in the comics, Cap dies.
Mhm.
Cap dies. I thought it was really strange that people were that it was like, oh, Cap versus Iron Man. Who are you on? Team Cap, Team Iron Man? And I was like, well, Cap should die if they follow the comic book. Iron Man's going to kill Cap. They're gonna have a big fight. Cap's gonna sacrifice himself, and Tony's gonna have to rethink what he's doing, and that's not what happened. They use that they use Civil War to set up the rift between the two different Avengers factions, so that they were not a unit when Thanos showed up. Because if
Mm.
they would have hit them with everything they had right off the bat, if they were full blown Avengers Assemble when they showed up, that it would have never happened. They'd have never lost. They'd have never
Mhm.
lost any of the stones. Um, they would have been in full force, and that just didn't happen to the very end of that movie, almost. So, and
Mhm.
they still didn't have everybody. You had Strange and Iron Man and Spider Man out on that other planet. So.
Mhm. What is your favorite Marvel movie out of all of them? Out of
Mine.
the Thanos series.
Oh, you mean just with Thanos in it, or
Well, no, just that whole story arc from Iron Man 1 to Endgame
probably
or
Avengers?
Spider-Man
The
Homecoming.
first Marvel's Avengers.
The first one. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah. Because Loki's so great in that.
Yeah,
Loki's
he
so
is.
great in that. I think Loki saved Thor, the first Thor movie. That was the only thing I really liked.
Mhm.
I liked Odin, of course, but
Mhm.
I thought that first Thor movie was kind of eh,
Mhm.
except for Loki.
Yeah.
Loki being evil and me going, oh my God, they got him right. They totally nailed Loki. Tom
Mhm.
Hiddleston nailed Loki. And the fact that they, brought him back in Dark World. Again, I think he's the only thing that really saved Dark World. I liked him in Dark World. That was about it.
I know this is crazy, but the Dark World is my favorite one.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I
I've never
I
heard
don't
anybody say that.
I don't know why. I think it's because I like the Loki character so much and it was kind of where he was turned into that anti-hero. and was in it a lot. I mean, he's good in right. I like Ragnarok too, but I don't know. I just something about Dark World. I love that movie.
The stuff with him and his mother, the stuff with Loki and his mother, I'd love that
Mhm.
because he's just being a dick until she gets killed, and then it's like Thor comes in and he's like talking to him, and suddenly the whole room changes, and Loki's on the
Mhm.
ground like all messed up, and the whole room's destroyed, and it's because his mother died, and it showed the little bastard's got a heart after all,
Mhm.
you know. So I loved
Yeah.
all that, and the fact that they went back and they retconned all that, I can't stand that.
Mhm.
So
And I cried whenever he died in Infinity War.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah, they took him out.
no.
They took him out quick, and then of course they Loki's dead. Loki's dead. Loki's dead. Loki's not coming back, and they pulled a fast one. Oh well, we said Loki. It's not your Loki. It's not the Loki you've known. This is totally different.
Yeah, it's the different universe Loki that took the stone, supposedly. We'll see.
And June Wong with a $5 super chat. Team Ultron for the win. You humans are unbearably naive. What say you, Loki? Rule the earth? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you so very much, June Wong and Eris of Chaos, for your super chats. You guys keep the fires burning bright in Valhalla. And this one is just for you. A little fire to get your day started. Want to do it with me, Mary?
Yeah.
Skull!
Oh.
And
That's my
Mags,
favorite one too.
a little dragon fire. Mags, I did too, Mary. I was so upset. No Loki.
Mhm.
So is Loki your favorite villain, or was it Thanos? Who's your
Loki.
favorite Loki?
Yep. The Thor movies are my favorites. Yep. So, yeah. Aside from that, do I like any of the other villains? I like more of the villains, I think, in Spider-Man and X-Men rather than the actual Marvel series. Because throughout that series, the ultimate villain was Thanos. Throughout, kind of. I mean, they had their individual ones, but the big was Thanos.
I remember they how they teased him, how they kept teasing, him coming in. And
Mhm.
I was excited. I absolutely loved it. And then I found out why he was doing what he was doing. And I was like, he didn't really act like that in the comics.
Yeah.
He didn't care about that. He was doing it because he wanted to impress a woman who wanted absolutely nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
So Lady Death. Speaking of death, I can never say this right. Zazius Partillo says, hello, Morgan and Mischief. I love your avatar, brother. Absolutely love the avatar. Death. Yes. Let's do get help. Was there any of those movies you just hated?
Iron Man 3.
Oh.
And let's just get this out there. I didn't hate Captain Marvel. I didn't think it was the worst thing ever. I get why everybody does hate it, but I don't know. I just go into things, like I said, I don't watch trailers or anything. I just kind of go into it. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I don't go in with any kind of expectations on if it's going to suck or not. But it wasn't the worst for me. It's not the best, but I didn't absolutely hate it. And I think it's not so much her, I liked the backstory of Nick Fury and all of that. And like it kind of being a prequel. I liked that part of it.
Okay.
And now the chat is blowing up.
Mary. And good
Yeah, Mark
morning, Jedi
hated
Bill.
it. Good morning, Jedi Bill.
And Jack of all casuals. Traitor!
That being said, though, I do not like the actress. So we
Say it ain't so, Mary. Say it ain't so.
Dave Bob said Captain Marvel was terrible. It's not at the bottom of my list. It's not at the bottom, but it's not at the top either.
Anything being worse than Iron Man 3 to me was like, wow. And I did watch Captain Marvel. I did think it was worse than Iron Man 3. But that's just my opinion. And you are totally entitled to yours. Did you know who the Mandarin was in Iron Man 3?
Yes. I mean, I know he's a villain that didn't really end up in Iron Man 3. They just totally botched that. Yeah.
They totally botched that. And that really pissed me off because I love Ben Kingsley. And I was waiting. I was like, man, Mandarin. And then, yeah, they subverted my expectations. Something Disney loves to do, especially with the new Loki series. Which we're not going to talk about. Daryl the Daryl with the $5 super chat. Hail Loki, I gotta say I have some reservations about the Loki show. And to be honest, I'm still thinking about waffles from yesterday. Oh, dude,
Me too.
Waffles with powdered sugar and bacon cooked into the waffle. Holy crap. Crumbled sausage. There was somebody the other day that was like, no, you burn some crumbled sausage and put it in a pancake or a waffle. I'm like, oh man. Oh, yes. Breakfast. And thank you, Daryl the Daryl, for that $5 super chat. The whole thing with the Mandarin, oh man, that pissed me off. That I was so pissed. I almost walked away from watching any of them after that. But I wanted Thanos. I wanted to see Thanos. They had already teased Thanos in Avengers. I really wanted to see Thanos. Because I knew the Infinity War was coming, and I had to see that. But like I said, in the comics, it's all different.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You've got other people there. You've got
because Quicksilver was Silver Surfer was a big part of the Infinity Stone saga, right?
Wolverine, Ghost Rider. Yeah, there were so many other characters from Marvel that were in there that just you're not going to get to see.
Yeah.
Pat S. Civil War was a better Black Panther movie than the Black Panther movie. I agree with that.
Yeah. Black Panther wasn't terrible. It was just really overhyped.
Yes. It was a okay introduction movie, like an origin movie. Because that's what it was they went back and gave him an origin story. And Captain Spire with $5. I almost said Captain Fire. Captain Spire with the $5 super chat. Wasn't Ping Fang Foom supposed to be the Mandarin in disguise? Would explain all our fire powers in the movie. That trailer was a bait and switch. It absolutely was. It absolutely was. I don't talk rumors, but there was a rumor that Ping Fang Foom was supposed to be the intelligence that Wang, what's his name? Not Wang. The other guy that was in WandaVision. The agent. That was supposed to be his contact with Ping Fang Foom. One of the many things supposedly cut from WandaVision. Along with Mephisto and Doctor Strange. Because he's a white man. And white men are evil! Haven't you heard Mary's Game Room? Mexican Iron Man with $5 super chat. Need more details about this amazing event on Saturday. Will we be offering live pay-per-view? Where can I register my credit card to see this wonder? Mary was just talking about that earlier, about maybe surprising him, just walking up behind him and zapping his ass.
Well, like, I thought it would be funny as we're just playing a game and he doesn't know when it's coming and just zap in the middle of the game. But we don't really show ourselves on the game, so I don't know how it's going to go down yet. It will be Saturday for sure. I just don't know how.
And thank you so very much, Mexican Iron Man and Captain Spire. You guys keep the fires burning bright in Valhalla. Skull.
Long live the fighters!
And Mark Davis Retired answers your question there, Mexican Iron Man. Thank you for your super chat. Send me your credit card number and I will register it. So besides Marvel, what other franchises have you been into? I know you are a Potter fan.
Oh, definitely.
So are you a Gryffindor? Are you a Hufflepuff? Are you a Ravenclaw? Are you part of my house? The only house, Slytherin.
I'm not a part of your house, so guess.
Hufflepuff.
Correct.
You are a Hufflepuff.
I
Mary
am a
Game Room is a
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
Yep, and that is the official Pottermore quiz. And my Patronus is a Pine Marten, which kind of fits with Hufflepuff.
Mine's a Raven.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I was like,
I think
crap.
Mark is a Gryffindor.
Yes, Mark would be a Gryffindor.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, I could totally see, that the sorting hat not even stopping on top of his head. He just picks it up. Gryffindor!
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm Hufflepuff. I watched the movies before I read the books, which I'm glad I did it that way. The books are so much better than the movies, which is usually the case. But I got so much more out of it. I was able to enjoy the movies and then also enjoy the books. If I'd read the books first, I think I would have hated the movies.
I was going along the same route. I was going along the same route as you. And then opening night, like at midnight. This is when I was working at the prison for the first time. I got the night off and we went and saw not Goblet of Fire, but the one after that.
Order of the Phoenix.
Order of the Phoenix, right? And it's the scene where they're in the train yard and Sirius has that talk with Harry before he gets on the train.
Mm-hmm.
And this son of a bitch in front of me leans over to his girlfriend and says, "He dies in this movie." And I look at my ex-wife and she just looks at me and nods her head yes. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I made a big deal out of it too. I tend to do that. And was like, I made a huff about it and was like, some people haven't seen this fucking movie yet. It just came out. This is the first showing. Some of us don't know what happens in the books. Yeah, I was pissed because it'd been my night off.
And then you read the books from there.
And then I read the books from there. I was like, I'm not going to wait.
The only one that I knew was Dumbledore, but in my defense, like I had no interest in Harry Potter when I found that out. My friend at work had been reading the books and it was a big hoop to do then, and so it was kind of just in the back of my brain, but I didn't know the biggest one about Snape, so I still didn't have that spoiled. But yeah, the books, when people say I can't be into Harry Potter, I'm like, you gotta read the books. You just have to read the books. Yeah.
And I think I did the same thing at the end of the second Hobbit movie. Oh, I was pissed. I was so pissed off. Because you've got the whole fight with the dragon and he's flying off to Lake Town, and I want to see this. I want to see him burn down Lake Town. I want to see this in the theater. And I am fire. I am death. And then, dear God, what have we done? Fade to black. And I'm like, no. And, then the music starts and the credits roll. And I got up in the theater and was like, you son of a bitch. and the chick that was with me was like, "Oh my god." She just did that, look down, hold the hand over your brow. Like, I don't know this person. I'm not with this person. I'm you motherfuckers. Oh, I was so pissed. And yeah, it's kind of like that. I was so pissed when I went and saw Order of the Phoenix. I was not having any of it. And I just decided to read the books after that. I was like, screw it. I'm not gonna let anybody else ruin anything for me. I didn't even like Harry Potter. I was not a Potter fan when the books came out. I didn't read the books. I didn't care about the books. And but my kid loved that movie and watched it over and over and over and over again to the point that first movie to a point where I was like, okay, this isn't so bad. And then I saw the second movie, and then I saw the third movie. I was like, all right, I'm liking this. I'm liking
Then it
what they're
starts
doing
getting
here.
dark.
Yeah. Who the hell is this Voldemort guy? And explain this. Okay, so he tried to, and it's like a puzzle. You're trying to figure shit out.
Yeah.
But Sirius was my favorite character.
Yeah.
Sirius was the one I was like, Harry's gonna, Harry at the end, Harry's gonna beat this, and Sirius is gonna be like his dad and take care of him and all this shit. And yeah, they just threw a curveball into all that.
And I don't know why they changed the movie from the book at the end too.
Yeah. Well, they because they do shit like that.
Ugh, it's annoying. It's simple things too, like the wand.
Yeah. They because they do shit like that.
Yeah.
So how did you get into Potter?
Let's see. Kind of started with the movies. Just, my mom didn't want us to read the books. It was considered satanic, witchcraft, blah blah blah. So growing up, I didn't read the books, and then my friend had been reading them, and she's like, "Do you want to go see?" I think the fourth movie. That fourth movie was the first I saw in the theater. I'd kind of just snuck the other movies in, and I liked them okay. But then that's when I realized the fourth movie is when I realized, okay, like there's more to this whole story. And so then I started really getting into it, and then following up with the books. Then my mom watched a movie on Lifetime about J.K. Rowling and about how she wrote the books, and how like all the spells are just Latin words and things like that. And she was then interested in reading the books and watching the movies. So I let her borrow the books, and she would read a book, and then we'd watch the movie that week, and then she'd read the book, and we'd watch the next movie that week. So that kind of got us all into Harry Potter. But yeah.
And
I love
obviously
Harry Potter world.
Obviously you enjoyed them.
Oh yeah, love them.
Have you ever been to Florida to the
Yes.
What was that like?
I don't really care for the rides too much, but the theming is amazing. Like you just feel like you're there, especially with the new Diagon Alley. And I did go to the little wand show where the wand picks you like 3 times, hoping that it would pick me, but there was always too many kids in there.
Yeah.
And I never got picked. And then my sister was like, "We're not doing it again. We've done it 3 times." So I just had to go pick my own one.
Marina
Yeah.
Creel was talking about how the last time she was in Diagon Alley, they had Lucius Malfoy's cane. It actually comes apart with a wand, and I was like, "Oh my god, I've got to get that."
That's awesome.
I've got
Yeah.
to get that.
Cool. Wow. Yeah, they have some neat stuff. And then of course they have all like I have an interactive one. You can go around and do all the little things in the windows. That's kind of cool, but it's it's kind of kiddie.
Swish and flick.
Yep. The dragon on the top is just absolutely amazing. And I love dragons, so it's just awesome. I could just sit there and just be there. That's the thing about it. And I think that's what I love about Disney. It's not so much the rides or like I just like the atmosphere of just sitting there.
And yeah, Mags, it's the same thing. Harry Potter equals bad. Read the first
I have a
book later.
friend I have a friend that watched the first movie, and the first movie it is kiddie. It's because they're young. That's the whole thing is you gotta grow up with them. You gotta take them all the way to the end. And I've tried to explain to him, once you get to 3, like it gets dark, you gotta watch it, but nobody believes me.
Is that true? Did you actually beat up
No.
3 kids and take their wands, Mary? I can see that. Come here, you little bastard.
No.
You were supposed to pick me.
I did get Mark to read the books though. He'd never wanted to watch the movies or read the books, and I finally got him into it.
Purple Valkyrie says butterbeer tastes so sweet. The frozen one is better.
It is. There's actually 3 or 4 different kinds. I've had all of them. Maybe it's just 3. There's frozen, there's cold, and then there's hot. And I think there's another one. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, it is very sweet.
And Arwen Avalon, Wingardium Leviosa.
Uh-huh.
Leviosa, not Leviosa. Wait, what? Leviosa, not Leviosa.
I also I used to watch the Arrowverse. I watched Arrow, I watched Flash, I watched Legends of Tomorrow. What's the other one?
That one?
Supergirl. No.
Supergirl.
I've been done long before that. I got
Yeah.
Mark to watch them. I had a whole spreadsheet on the order he had to watch everything. So it was chronological order. Got him all hooked, and then I quit watching it. Yeah, I just couldn't. It just got just so. It just got so CW.
Yeah.
Just
Exactly.
high school, like, okay, he's with her, he's with Iris, he's not with Iris, he's with Iris. How many episodes are we going to waste talking about him and Iris? Can we just get to this stuff?
Season 3 of The Flash just killed me. Iris is gonna die. Iris is gonna die. Iris is gonna die. And I'm like, oh, guys, you could have dealt with this in half a season.
Yeah.
And moved on to something cooler. Instead, it was a whole season of Iris is gonna die.
Yeah.
How do we save Iris? Iris is gonna die. And Savitar wasn't a bad villain. I a lot of us figured out early, it's Barry. Barry. I figured it out. As soon as he was like, I'm going to go to the future and talk to my future self on how I beat him, I was like, it's Barry. Barry is Savitar. Okay, so it's a clone of Barry, whatever. But it's time clone or whatever the hell. I figured that out after he fought Savitar. Oh, it's a clone. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were like, it is that clone. It's the clone that died against I can't remember his name. This guy. Hold on. This guy right here. Yes. Zoom. Thank you. Zoom. Yes. It's the clone that fought Zoom that died. No, but it's another clone. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember when I stopped. I was done. It was just, I've gotten to where I like the shows that just have like at max like 13 episodes and that's it. Everything's pretty much about the story, not these little filler episodes. And I couldn't do it anymore. I got like a season behind on all of it, and it was just too much to go back and watch. So
I think the last stuff I watched live was I kept watching the crossovers. It was like I'm not going to watch the show, but I'll watch the crossovers because those have been cool. And then even that the crossovers just started sucking too.
I just couldn't. And then when Batwoman, I was like, I can't. Not even. Just no.
You're the true bat of the multiverse. You're the one true bat. What?
Now the DC movies, they're okay. I liked the first Wonder Woman. I don't like the second one.
I don't know anybody that liked 84.
It's not that it just was boring.
Yeah.
Like my sister was getting mad at me when she was like, "Will you shut up?" I was like, "She hasn't been in her suit since the first part of the movie. It's been like an hour and a half." Like it was just, oh my God. It was just boring. I actually went and saw it in the theater too.
84?
Mhm.
Wow. Wow. Snowdub, good morning, Snowdub. He says, tuck and skull and tuck and roll. Skull, Snowdub.
Um,
Purple
I
backwards, poor
liked
Kevin Conroy.
I liked Aquaman. It just the acting was kind of meh, and I don't like what's her name. I
Oh, the
loved
pooper.
Shazam.
The
Shazam to
pooper.
me was one of the top up there. I loved Shazam.
Shazam was good. Shazam was really good. I think that's
Mhm.
because they took it kind of tongue in cheek, though, too.
Right. Mhm.
Like the lunch scene. That's just funny as hell with
Right.
Superman. Yeah. I brought a
And
friend.
it was so funny when I was watching that movie too. The whole time, of course, I don't know the comics, so I had no idea they were all gonna Shazam at the end. And the one boy, the crippled boy, the whole time I was like, gosh, he looks just like that actor that played in the OC. And then when they all Shazam, that happens to be the actor that they chose to play him. I was like, see? Yeah,
Amber
yeah,
Turd, yes. Shit the bed. She
yeah,
shit the bed.
yeah.
Yes.
It was horrible acting, horrible. And she's gonna be in the second one probably. So,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Her job's secure forever. Yeah, her
sucks.
job's no matter what she does, her job is secure.
Did you like the Zack Snyder cut?
Oh, I did not like the music, how they replaced the music.
Mm-mm.
I was like, what? Of course, there were undertones from Man of Steel, and I like Man of Steel music. I've got the album for Man of Steel, the red and blue double album on vinyl, and I love that. I love that album.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think it's better. It's if it was Whedon's cut versus Snyder cut, I'll give the Snyder cut a 9 versus the Whedon cut.
Yeah.
Um, but the music, I didn't like the music. It's
It
very Snyder-esque.
Yeah, it had some very cheesy moments with certain song choices.
Yes.
I was like, "What is this?" Especially the flash scene. I was like, "What is this garbage that we're watching right now?"
I think they did better with him, his character, not the actor himself, but the character. They made him a
Mhm.
real pussy. I can't do anything. I can't save anyone. In Whedon's version, he's just a pussy.
Yeah.
He at least has some scrote in Zack Snyder's movie.
And it was just long.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't watch it again. It's not something I'll
No.
ever watch again.
Mm-mm.
I've watched Man of Steel a couple of times. I've watched Batman and Superman a couple of times. I've watched Wonder Woman a couple of times. I won't go back and watch the Snyder Cut again.
No,
It's
it's
just,
too long.
and after what he did to Geeks and Gamers, no,
Yeah.
no, I'd prefer not. That does not mean that I will go back and be like, oh well, now that he's come out and he's a damn SJW supporter, I'm gonna say I don't like any of his stuff because no, I love 300, I love Watchmen. I think those are the best two movies he ever made. Is the
Mhm.
uncut version of Watchmen and 300. I absolutely love both those movies. So some people go back and suddenly they're like, well, we don't like any of this. A lot of
Mhm.
that happened when Last Jedi came out. Oh, I said that the Force whatever sucked. And no, they liked it. They liked it enough. That's why Last Jedi hurt so bad. But yeah, I won't go back and condemn his earlier movies because he's acting like a dillhole now.
Mhm. My favorite movie is The Dark Knight. That's my Batman. That whole
Yeah.
series. The Batman Begins is actually I had boycotted the theater for a long time, and that's the first movie I watched when I went back. Um, and then I was hooked. because I was like, really, they're rebooting Batman again, and then I like really liked how they did it, and so that's my Batman.
Yeah. You know that Heath Ledger was supposed to be in Rises. Rises, also, of course, then was going to be a totally different movie.
That would have been awesome. Yeah.
You know, the judge scene with Scarecrow, that was supposed to be Joker. That was supposed to be Heath Ledger playing the Joker.
Wow.
You're guilty. Pow.
Yeah.
Schemers.
I love those movies.
They're all schemers. Send them all to the bridge. Yeah.
The Dark Knight Rises was my least favorite of the three, but I still like that trilogy. I love it. Those are my favorites.
I was born there.
I boycotted the theater because of, we've talked about this in chat before, my experience with, I lost the name of it now. Episode 3 of Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith, yes.
It was midnight. We had our tickets. Everybody's seated. And the preview started. And then the screen, it looked like it just went up in flames. I mean, there was no actual flames, but that's what it looked like. You saw these little orange streaks go up in the screen. And then it just went black. And then the lights came on. And so we waited for about 30, 40 minutes.
Ooh.
And then the preview started again. We start the movie. And then like 30 minutes into the movie, same thing. And it's like at this point, like at least 1:30. So we waited. And then finally at like 2:00, they were like, we're sorry. We will refund, we can't refund your money now, but we can refund it to you in the morning. They gave us free tickets. But what had happened is that it was only showing on so many screens. This was before digital. It was only showing on so many screens before that. And then they got greedy and started splitting off the reels to multiple screens.
Yes.
And it completely just messed up and we couldn't watch it. So I left at 2 a.m. tired and only seen 30 minutes of Revenge of the Sith.
I think it was 2 weeks before that movie came out. I went to AMC and I bought tickets for the midnight show, and they had it set up on 10 screens. And we got there 24 hours ahead of time to watch. We got there a day ahead of time, and the party had already started, believe it or not. And all 31 screens were going to show it. And that was the AMC 30 in Pasadena, Texas, or South Houston. I'm not sure. Pasadena or South Houston. And so, yeah, they had it planned on every single screen. There was a stormtrooper that got his ass beat and got his armor stolen. And this was like OG armor from the original movie. This was a set of armor that had been cobbled together from pieces that were floating around. Private buyer. God knows how much this guy spent on it. But he got his ass beat and these kids took his armor. And that Star Wars guy with the $4.99 super chat. I like the first two Dark Knight movies, but Rises not so much. I was disappointed we didn't get Bane with actual venom in him, like in the comics. I think everyone would agree with you. I liked the way Tom Hardy played him, but the voice and not it being Venom. He wasn't really Venom, or Bane without the venom. So, no juicing. They left all that out. I don't know why they did that. Maybe they didn't want him to be that joke that was in Batman and Robin, because that was a joke. That Bane was a joke. And I was really excited to see Bane then. And I was like, okay, this isn't Bane. You guys have played us. Thank you so very much, that Star Wars guy, for that $5 super chat. Thank you all for the super chats you have thrown out today. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. Here's one last skull for you. Skull!
Skull!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
if there was out of all the stuff you love, by Harry Potter, Marvel, DC, all of it, if you could only have one thing,
Ugh.
tell us what it would be and tell us why.
That's a hard one. I guess I'll have to go with Batman.
Batman.
Even though I love Marvel more than DC, Batman's still my favorite. And I think it's because of he's not really he doesn't have superpowers. It's all about him rising up and being someone, it's not about the superpowers. It's about, like, one of my favorite lines, and I've always wanted to get this as a tattoo, and I just don't think I can do it, is from the first movie, "Why do we fall? So that we can get back up." And I think that it kind of speaks to me in a way, and has been a big part of my life, like, through different things. And so it'd probably be that. And that's what that means to me. So I've always wanted to get that Batman symbol tattooed on my foot with "Why do we fall?" But I don't think that I can. I want it to be solid, and I don't think I can go through it on my foot. I think it would be rough, but yeah, that would be why.
You know what? Have you seen the 89 Batman with oh my god, my mind's going blank this morning. Too early in the morning.
The Tim Burton one?
Yes.
Yeah. Michael Keaton?
With Michael Keaton. Thank you.
Yes.
Michael Keaton.
I've seen all of those, yeah.
That Alfred in that movie, when he's talking to Vicky Vale and Bruce in the kitchen, he is telling that same story that the Alfred in that first movie, when he's talking about the horse and falling off the horse. They're talking about the exact same event. Almost like it's connected.
Cool.
In that horse scene. Because Alfred's laughing about it. Nursing a sprained ankle. Ha ha, Master Bruce. That was the last time I took Master Bruce riding.
Yeah. I haven't watched that one in a long time.
You should. That will always be my favorite Batman movie. I get it. Some people might like flip out. Loki, how could you? Heath Ledger. I know.
No, it's a good Batman. And Jack Nicholson, yeah, he does a great Joker. I think why I like the other one is because it's more real and less super, less comic-y, I guess. It makes the comic. That's why I like the Marvel movies. It's real, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, you don't have the Joker with a hand buzzer frying someone.
Yeah, I like that. I love that because I
Yes.
used to watch the old Batman series growing up. And so I like that, but at the same time, I like how it's like a real story.
That story was about the original actress who was going to play Vicky Bell, but she fell off the horse and broke her ankle. Yeah, I couldn't imagine what's her name from Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner. Hold on, I'm gonna look up this because she's nuts. She's an absolute she's a trip. She really is like got a screw loose. Sean Young was going to play Vicky Vale. And she fell off a horse and broke her ankle, and that was it. They went with, So what? No love for the 66. Oh, I love the 66 Batman. The villains in that. Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely love it. The Rogues Gallery and how they play that. Now the shark scene, whatever. Anti-shark repellent, Robin. That's the only part of that movie that I'm like, oh my God, no. The anti-shark repellent. But yeah, thank you. I want to say thank you. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us today and talking about your love of fandom, talking about your love for Batman, Harry Potter, DC, Marvel. I love getting to chat like this. This is my favorite part of the week now, just getting to chill and talk good stuff. So thank you very much
for having me on.
Always. And guys, Mary's got a charity. Mary's got a charity for kids with cancer. Tell them a little bit about that before we get out of here.
Okay. It is Extra Life, and it goes on every year. Anyone who plays games can sign up, and the whole idea is that sometime in November or whenever you want, you play games for 24 hours to like have a big marathon to raise money for a children's Miracle Network hospital. Um, Last year I got into it. I had never done it before, and then Mark got me or started posting my link in Loki's stuff, and then that's how I got part of the community, and it kind of just went from there. But yeah, this year it's bigger than ever. And Mark's getting tased. He's painted his nails. He's going to shave his head, and I think the marathon will be the weekend of November the 7th. I think it's the 6th and 7th. I have to get back on that, but a little later in the year. Got a lot of prizes. All the money is going to a hospital near Loki this year because he helped me out so much last year. And I think every year I'm just going to switch it up. We're just going to do different hospitals around people in the community.
Heck
So.
yeah. And Mary's doing really good work, guys. I absolutely love that Valhalla and Mornings of Mischief has gotten to support Mary and be a part of that. And we're going to match Mary, guys. Any donations you make, any donation Mary gets up to $2,500, we're going to match at the end of the year. So, what Mark's gonna have to shave his head, right? If you get to 2,500, we'll match 2,500. Mark has to shave his head.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Mark agreed to shave his head. He's going to be is it Fester something?
Fester,
Yeah, Uncle Fester.
put
Uncle
the
Fester,
light bulb in his
the
mouth.
light bulb.
When he puts that light bulb in his mouth, you got to tase him again.
That's what I think too. Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, maybe we should wait and do the tasing then, all at the same time. I think Mexican Iron will be upset if it doesn't happen this Saturday though.
Oh yeah. Mark getting really tired after all this is over. I'll probably be in the hospital for dumb Mark tricks.
He did this to himself. It was his idea.
Yeah,
It's
it was
all
his
on
idea.
him.
None of us put him up to this. None of us put him up to this. He did this all on himself. I know that some people are like, "Oh my God, y'all got to tase Mark," and I'm like, "Well, he asked for it."
Yep.
He actually asked for you. Yeah. If you guys get to this, then you can tase me. Okay. We didn't put him up to it. We didn't tell him, "Hey, you need to do this for us." No, we would never do that. He's just going to do it. So, Dave Bob, light him up.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you so very much, chat, for being here with us today. And before we get out of here, I want to give a shout out to my brother, Canuck, who is having surgery today. They're doing a biopsy on his kidney, guys. All our best wishes to Rambling this morning. Hopefully we will hear from him very soon, and everything is going to go just fine, and he is going to get better. He's going to get much better. So big, our hearts go out to Canuck this morning. Guys, send him a message, throw out a chat, anything for Canuck. And we're with you, brother. So thank you so very much for being here, guys. Thank you so very much for hanging out today. Purple Valkyrie's got a show coming up at 10 o'clock in about an hour. Check her out over on her channel, Rise and Shine with Purple Valkyrie, and we will catch you guys later.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.